Good morning, 2D-2 students. I'm here to talk about our next project, and we are going to be learning about color theory. And color theory is a very broad part of art, the art world, especially because there's so many different, color schemes and ways to mix colors and how colors work together. So it is a very large concept. So we will be doing multiple things that have to do with color theory, but the first thing that we're going to do with color theory is create a color wheel. It's a little fancy color wheel. Our standard is organize the structural elements of art to achieve artistic goals when producing personal works of art. And our learning goal is I can create a color wheel using radial design techniques. Now, that whole radial design is a type of symmetry. Okay, so now symmetry is actually a part of the principles of art. Color is the element of art. So it's kind of how you're using color to create a radial design where it's symmetrical on both sides and creating a line of symmetry. Now, radial goes in a circle, so it's symmetrical multiple ways, okay, like vertical, diagonal, and horizontal, okay? You should, at this time, while you're watching this video, you should have already looked over your rubric. Looks like this. This is how you're going to be graded. You should have started working on your task sheet or your activity list. And you should be right now on number 6. Is the creating the artwork. So you probably read some articles, you filled out your graphic organizer about color, you had seen the PowerPoint presentation that I initially did in whole group. So that you should now be at the number 6 on your task sheet. You're going to need, obviously, a pencil. Where's my pencil? I gotta get one. I will use this one. Okay, a pencil. You're going to need all of these tracers, so a large, medium, and a small one. You're also going to need this one that kind of looks like a piece of pizza, a slice of pizza. I love pizza, so therefore I want to say it looks like pizza. And you're going to need scissors. You will need other stuff as the lesson progresses, but I will let you know when you need that stuff. So I'm going to move the computer so you guys can see my paper. Okay, you're going to need a 12 by 18 piece of paper that's on the middle of the cart over by the kiln room. And you're going to take your largest circle and you're going to move it so it fits on the page. And you're going to move it all over to one side because you need to save room for your pizza slice. Okay, you're going to trace. See? And you're going to trace this one too. Okay, so now you're going to cut out your shapes. I'm just going to get rid of this side really quick so it's easier to cut. Now, when you are cutting your stuff out, I do not want to see your circle looking like you cut it with a chainsaw. You should be making it nice and smooth and cutting on the lines. Take your time. I would rather you guys take your time than rush through it and I don't get good craftsmanship on your art. Okay, craftsmanship is really important. That's how well you took your time and the quality of your work. Is it good quality? Yes or no? I would rather have good quality over quantity of artwork. Like, I would rather see you guys make a good product than you finish early and then have to do extra stuff for bonus points. Okay, so you got a circle, and then you're going to do your little slice. Sometimes you just have to cut stuff off. Okay. So now we have our two cutout pieces. Okay. Now we're just going to put our piece of pie aside, and we're going to fold our circle. So you're going to fold it in half. Now we're going to have to fold it again later, but for right now we're just going to fold so that we have 8 boxes. And the reason for this is because we're going to need more little sections, but for our design part, we're going to need the bigger part. And you'll see that in a sec. So you're going to fold it again. So you should have the same size as your pizza slice. Okay? So you can test that out. So if you're not sure if you folded it enough, if it fits there, you did it right. Okay, now we're going to open this up. And we're going to set this circle aside for a minute. Now we're going to work on our pizza slice. So what we're going to do is you are going to design your little pizza slice. And when you're done, it's going to look like this. Okay? So see, you have little cutout shapes on the side. We're going to do, you can do maybe two on each side. You can do one at the top if you want. Just make sure you don't cut off the corners. And see how I moved my design down a little bit. That's a little important because of the sizing. And I'll show you that, okay? So I'm going to just create a design or a shape. And you can make it however you want. Remember, the bigger the shape, the less painted area you're gonna, the smaller the shape, the more painting area you're gonna have. The bigger the shape, the less painting area you're gonna have. Now I had kids last year do huge shapes, and then they didn't get to paint a lot. So it's really important that you don't want that. Okay. And you can do a different design on this side. It does not have to be the same design. For this one, I'm going to put a design at the top just to show you. Okay, and then you're going to cut it out. Now this takes a little bit longer because we have more intricate shapes. Do not rush cutting, okay? It's really important that you, cut your shapes out nice and easy, because you definitely don't want to mess your shape up. Now it doesn't have to be perfectly on the line because, it'll just be you'll change the shape a little bit, but that's okay. But you don't want to cut off something that, you won't really want it to have. Okay, so there's one. Cut that out. Okay, now I'm going to stop doing this because this is boring for you to watch. So you're just going to continue to cut out all your shapes. Now I'm going to use this one. It's already done. Okay, and if you want to see what it might look like if we have a shape at the top, then I'll just cut a little shape. Okay? All right, so you're going to grab your circle and you are going to line it up into your creases that you made. Now, because my tracers are a little bit big, as you can see, it goes over a little bit. That's okay. Just that's why I wanted you to come down a little bit with your design. Okay. And then you're going to trace both sides. Okay. Both sides you're going to trace, like I said. And you stop on the end. Okay, let me just show you that really quick. I'll show you that over on this side. Okay, so I line it up so that it's in the creases, and I'm just tracing inside the shape. Okay. Okay, now this is the tricky part. So what we're gonna do is now we have to move to the next piece of the pie. Now instead of just sliding it over like that, because that's not gonna line up, you're going to flip it. So you flip it over into the next section or box. Line it up and remember to trace both sides. That is very important that you trace both sides as you're holding it. Now see, I'm going to trace this side now. Okay, once again, you're going to flip. Oh, I forgot the top. So I'm going to flip it. Got to make sure it lines up. If it doesn't line up, you might not have flipped it right. Okay. I'm going to stop there for a sec so I can just show you what it looks like. Oh, I missed a spot. So you can tell if you miss a spot. Doesn't look right. Okay, so see, this is what it looks like so far. See how it's now making a new shape in each of the little sections that you've made. It's actually becoming a symmetrical design. So each one is symmetrical. So if I cut this in half where that line is, it's the same on both sides. Okay, now I'm going to stop there because I got it finished. All right. Now, this is the part where you're going to trace all of your lines with Sharpie. Thin Sharpie, please. If you have not got your supplies, because I'm starting to run out of Sharpie, so make sure that you are bringing those in. And you're going to trace all of your lines. Okay, so you're tracing all of your lines. In each of the shapes, you are going to write words. Now these words, I used the different like words related to color that you learned about. Now you could pick whatever words you want within color theory. Okay, I don't want you writing anything that you want, like your name and stuff. I want you to use those vocabulary words that you've learned throughout this process, that you learned from your activity sheet, from what you learned from the articles, whatever kind of words that you pop out to you. You might have to look back, and that's okay. For example, I use primary colors for my inner one. Now, do you have to repeat it multiple times? No, but I want you to use the words, the vocabularies as like a design, okay? So use those shapes. So for example, this one that kind of looks like a mushroom. I don't know why it looks like a mushroom to me. You can use the words, let's say, how about if we use the word tints and shades, okay? So I'm going to use the word tint, and I'm going to actually drag I'm going to extend the word. So it says tint, and then I'm going to continue the word, tint. Now pretend that it goes off the page so we don't see it all. So it says tin now, and that's okay. See how it almost becomes like a design, the word. Okay. So see, it almost becomes like a design itself. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to make these words actually become part of the art instead of just writing it. It should be written neatly. You can use different kinds of fonts. You can exaggerate the letter size. So like see how I made it smaller and then it went bigger in the middle and then went smaller. You can repeat them to make a design, okay? You can exaggerate, see like how it goes bigger in the middle using the shape as your outline, okay? Now, when you're done with this part, there's going to be another video that you're going to have to watch. The next video is going to be about how we fold it for our actual color wheel and how we color it, okay? As you can see, we're going to have the tints in the middle, the hue in the second layer, and then on the end layer, it's going to be your shades. And there's going to be another video to show you that because that's going to be a longer video because I have to show you how to mix all them and all that stuff. So this is what you're at right now. This is what you should be finishing, is that the outline of your shapes, tracing them, and putting your words in, okay? And once again, your words should be vocabulary that you've learned during this lesson, not just any random stuff, okay? All right, thank you for watching. I hope this helped. And once again, if the videos are helping, please give me some feedback. Tell me, hey, this has been helping me, or I don't really like your video. Just let me know, okay? All right, thanks. See you guys in class.